Hello, we got there. How are we doing? And it's yes, it's your favourite Scotsman. Sorry, Jack. Tom Grant here. Tom Grant Journal at the bottom of the screen, and I'm going to take you through Coco Gauff versus Jessica Pegula at the quarterfinals in Toronto. First of all, I'm going to try and present and see if I can get the scoreboard on the go. So bear with me a second. But yeah, lovely matchup we've got here. Of course, the big news so far is Arina Sabalenka about 10-15 minutes ago going out of the event with defeat to Samsonova. So yes, can Coco Gauff continue her hot streak of form? We'll go through some stats in a minute. The tennis match itself is just getting underway. Coco Gauff is serving. They played the first point, and Jessica Pegula has won that point. But I'm going to try and get you a little scoreboard on the go and see if this works. It does. Okay, so we have a scoreboard. We have the tennis that I'm watching. So we're pretty much good to go. So yeah, as I said, Coco Gauff, of course, beating the Wimbledon champion last night. Overnight. I didn't get to see it myself, but apparently, again, as she has been the last, since Wimbledon, really, she's a hot streak of form. A lot of improvements looking like in her game. She's got a bit more snap to the cross-court forehand, I'm hearing. And yeah, Coco Gauff looking pretty consistent is probably the best word. She's on her, I think, a second. I saw some stats. I'll read you out some stats as I like to do throughout this watch along. But we're at 30-15. Coco Gauff serving in the sunshine at the moment, wearing red. Second serve at the moment. Cross-court forehand by Pegula and backhand down the line. That's where Pegula can win this match, I think, backhand down the line. But Pegula picking it up. Again, half volley more or less by Pegula. She steps into the court and she puts it away. Looking good at the start of the match. Jessica Pegula. We're at 30 all. The scoreboard that I'm showing you on my screen. Just trying to play a little bit of catch up with us, which is always a good thing. Because instead of me trying to play catch up with the scoreboard, as anyone who has watched the stream over the last few nights, sometimes I'm ahead of the scoreboard, or no, sorry, I'm behind the scoreboard, and I already know what's going to happen. So, Ghost, how are you doing? Good to what a trooper, what loyalty it is from Ghost. Don't think there's been a stream that I've been on so far that you haven't joined us, Ghost, and I do appreciate it, and I'm sure we all do. So as I say, it's Pegula has set up the first break point in the first service game of Coco Gauff. Her doubles partner, of course, good pals, number one in the world for doubles. They're even in the quarterfinals here. First serve goes into the net when Coco Gauff maybe a little nervous, you know. People starting to take notice of the form now. She won in Washington, of course. That serve just got over the net. Pegula will be disappointed not to return that one, and we're down to deuce. Of course, I mentioned Coco Gauff, I think, on a 6-match winning streak. I'll confirm that. Yeah, 6 match. She's currently on a 6-match winning streak. Still 4 short, actually, of her longest winning streak of her career, which was 10 matches in 2021. But since that defeat at Wimbledon, losing to Sophia Kenin in the first round, of course, a bit of a shock. People writing off Coco Gauff as you know, maybe not going to reach the heights as previously hoped. But she's bounced back in some style. Of course, adding Brad Gilbert, and I think it's a guy that not Ferrer, I was about to say Sora. To the coaching staff. I'll get that name for you guys in a second. I know he's a Spanish guy, and there does seem to be something a little bit different about Coco Gauff these days. Looking to try and, of course, silence the doubters, although she does go wide with a backhand there. Pegula, you know, forcing the pressure. These two know each other's game inside out. We're down to just again a long game to kick us off. And Pegula, you know, both players had bagels in their last rounds. I'm not going to comment on that, Ghost. I wouldn't know what that feels like. As okay, so a looping forehand now to a backhand from Gauff. This time a looping forehand again from Gauff. Pegula backhand goes long. Keeping involved is Coco Gauff. So hello. I surprise motherfucker 90 nearly got me in trouble there with the handle. Gladly I quickly read it in my mind before reading it out loud, or we'd be pulled off the air. A sliced drop shot attempt by Coco Gauff, read by Pegula at game point Gauff. We're back to deuce again. This is what it's going to be like in this match. It's going to be tight. You're not going to get one player winning 3 or 4 points without return. They're going to be exchanging points throughout the match, I'm sure. Pegula looking to get an early break here. We're on just 3, I think. Good first serve by Coco Gauff. It hits a net cord that drops in for Pegula, but the rally continues. We've got a backhand cross court. Pegula will be disappointed with that. A fist pump by Gauff. Pegula goes into the net by... Sorry, I get distracted by Ghost saying giggle. And when he or she is giggling, that it's always going to be trouble. So we have a game point again for Coco Gauff. Of course, get involved in the chat. Let us know you're here. Let's get talking some tennis. And we can comment on the match. Of course, as I say, big shock so far today. Arina Sabalenka going out earlier on. It was a good match, wasn't it? I don't want to go ahead and say epic, but there were so many twists and turns. Sabalenka going a set down in the tiebreaker, no breaks of serve in the first. Then she broke in the second and didn't look back, and then you just thought all the money was on Arina Sabalenka. But Samsonova, she wasn't going away, and she broke early. Sabalenka broke back, and then it was another break of serve for Samsonova, and she duly put the Belarusian away, and she is now going home. And Samsonova into the not the semi-finals. She was playing a last 16 match. She's into the quarter-finals, where I believe she will be facing Belinda Bencic. Am I right? I would need to see the draw. Should have prepped that. But yeah, she's into the quarter-finals nonetheless. Samsonova. Somebody can let me know either way. We still go on in game 1 of this match, of course. Delayed match because of that longer match between Sabalenka and Samsonova. But we have another break point for Pegula. Gauff just clearing something from the court. So we go. We can talk about Sabalenka. I think Ghost is mentioning her shot selection can be predictable. I think sometimes when Sabalenka goes down, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, how often does she, I didn't feel as if, it was one of those games that a number 2 seed goes a set down and then she was going to bring it back. Her opponent was playing some nice tennis. She's a good player, isn't she? She was in the semi-finals, of course, of Washington, where Coco Gauff actually beat her last week. As the player sliced backhand by Pegula, sliced forehand in return by Gauff. They're exchanging slice forehand and backhand on the stretch. Gauff again on the stretch. She keeps the ball in court though, and Pegula, she'll be frustrated again. She had the ball there for the taking, but she finds another net with her backhand. That's about 3 or 4 already in this first game, and still we go on. I think we've been playing about 10 minutes in the first game of the match. That again just shows you what type of match we're going to be in for. It's going to be like, one of the longer types of matches. So settle in, jump out, get yourself a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and let us know your thoughts if you are watching. If not, if you can't get to a TV, hopefully you'll be kept up to date by myself. They're at juice number 5. And wild second serve there by Gauff. It never ever looked as if it was going in. Another double fault for the younger American, the teenage American. That's how I'll refer to the pair. Pegula Now looking, break point number 3, it is, giving up the last 2, especially the second. She really had a chance. So Gauff hits the top of the net, second serve. Pegula will be hoping to get on top of this one quite early, set the tone for the match, and just lead from the front if she can. Second serve, this time it's in court. Down the line return, forehand, strong forehand by Pegula, and Gauff looks long. It did go long now. This is it's a different test for the young American altogether. I was reading some stats ahead of the game. I was having a look online about, as I mentioned, I didn't see the Vondrousova match. I was in my bed sleeping. But last night, just looking at some of the figures from Coco Gauff, what was I reading? Okay, so she won it in 62 minutes, 6-3, 6-love. Didn't drop a game after the third game 5, I think it was, in the first set. But some of so here we go. The number 7 American has been on a tear since Wimbledon. She's now 6-0 in matches and 12-0 in sets. Okay, with those 12 sets that she's played, she's only lost 26 games in those 12 sets. Okay, and that's an average of 2.2 games per set. And she obviously won the biggest title of her career at the WTA 500 last week in DC. And she is keeping that momentum going. So not just a flash in the pan, something's changed in Coco Gauff. Is this a career turning point? She's a breakdown, though, against a good friend, Jessica Pegula, who, as I said, I had a feeling for Jess pre-match. A couple of reasons why. Of course, these two share a 1-all head-to-head. But it was to do with the weather. All right. Yesterday, of course, a lot of rain in Toronto. And yeah, so a lot of rain in Montreal on Thursday night. And I just thought Pegula managed to get through her match just before the rain delay. Okay, and then the rain delay, there was stopping and starting. I think Gauff herself was in about 3 different courts just to get her match completed. And yeah, so I just thought she said a couple of things in her post-match interview after beating Vondrousova. I said, I'm tired. I've been, pushed from pillar to post. And I just thought, will that make a difference? That in this level of sport, it's fine margins. And of course, the fact that Pegula managed to get a bit of a rest just before the rain delay came and kind of messed up the schedule a little bit. I just wondered if that would make a difference. Right now, Gauff is fighting back. We are at break point on the Pegula serve. I think we're going to have a few of these, aren't we? Heading, quite quickly to 2 breaks out of 2 or another deuce. As you can see on the screen, 1-all record between these two. We're at 30-40 on the Pegula serve. It looks like the scoreboard is caught up as the players exchange. Gauff gives up the break point. She goes into the net with a backhand. We're back to deuce. First deuce of this game, but we're going to see a lot of deuces. Hello, Cedric Lopez. I don't think we've interacted before. And if this is your first time seeing me, I apologise. My accent can be quite strong. And so if you cannot understand me, let us know and we will try and get the subtitles or the translator in later on as the players. Okay, so Pegula, backhand, cross court, caught by Gauff on the slide. This time Pegula tries a drop shot. Gauff reads it, gets to the ball, and Pegula goes wide. I think it was the spin. I think somehow Gauff kept the spin that Pegula had put on the original ball. Gauff managed to keep it going, and it just totally confounded. Oh no, I said you had a Robbo accent. Okay, is that my main man, Andy Robertson? Because if it is, I do love Robbo. I'm a big Tartan Army man myself, and he is my national team's captain. So more of that chat, please. Kathy, hello. You welcome to the stream. Let's talk some tennis. Gauff goes long, misses her second break point. Things a lot quicker on the Pegula serve. but we're 2 games in, 5 break points down already, 1 taken by Jess Pegula. She serves now deuce 2. First serve in, cross-court return goes long by Coco, and game point Pegula. Again, she'll be thinking early break, keep the nose in front, settle into the match, not give Coco much of a sniff. And so, yeah, she'll be hoping just to see out this game point, and she gets it with a first serve down the tee, returned by Gauff, who can only then find the net on her second, and it is game 2, Jessica Pegula 2 love for this All-American quarter final. Let's get the draw as we wait. We'll get the draw. I think, as I say, I'm sure I saw it earlier. For the ladies, somebody can either put me out of my misery, or can, if they have any patience, then they can hold off for what I'm about to tell you. Hopefully, where are we? Come on, draw. Tournaments, there we go. We're in. Okay, so draw, women's singles. Okay, so yeah, we're in the quarterfinal stage. This is quarterfinal, of course. Fiontech versus Danielle Collins coming after this match. Kasakina, Rybakina, Bencic, Samsonova. So it was Belinda Bencic. Now, can somebody? I didn't manage to see much of the Bencic Kvitova match, but at one point I did see a social media video kicking about of Bencic looking injured when she was 2-love up in the deciding set. And so I just wondered what had happened there, because it looks like she's then went on to win that set 6-1. So not too sure. If anyone can enlighten me, that would be much appreciated. And I will enlighten you about, not how many would have predicted this match going so far. Coco Gauff is love 30 down, as you can see by the scoreboard on your screen. Pegula dictating most points here. And I just wonder if the amount of tennis that Coco Gauff has played over the last 10 days is finally catching up to her. I don't want to be kind of Dr. Death for her chances in this match, but 3 break points to Jessica Pegula. First serve into the service box, returned by Pegula. Good forehand by Gauff, and it could only be block return really by Pegula. Gauff had all the time in the world to pick her spot, and she put it away. She still faces 2 break points, however, and Pegula will, a double break will pretty much secure this first set. She'll be aware of that. Coco will be aware of that, and so these are 2 big points just for the way the momentum is going, the tone of this match. Let's just see. We rally, and poor for Coco Gauff. I mean, I'll be honest, I've only watched a couple of matches in this 10-day streak, and this is certainly the worst I've seen her so far. It's 3-love to Jess Pegula, who says something to the umpire as she passes. I don't know if she's needing a towel or something. It doesn't look like there's any medical issue. Might be something to do with a blister in the hands. We'll keep updated on that. So Kathy is kindly enlightening us about what happened. So it looks like Belinda Bencic took a tumble and kind of twisted her left ankle. Petra Kvitova brought her some ice and walked her to her chair and held the ice in it until the trainer came out. And it looked worse than it was. Ghost, I think, is being accused allegedly of being a cynic. So, yeah, what's your thoughts then on the big news, as I mentioned earlier on today? Sabalenka exiting the tournament. Was that as big a shock as you think? She obviously at one point had a chance to go to world number 1. I think that was extinguished, that hope, with Swiatek overcoming Mukova in 3 sets overnight. Overnight, I say, for me, by the way, here in the UK. But we're on the match we're watching at the moment. A little bit of let's run through, will we? Who Coco Gauff has beaten. So on the what date was it? It was on the it was 1 in July. I think it was the 3rd or 4th of July. She lost to a fellow American, Sophia Kerin, of course, in that first round match on Wimbledon Centre Court, or was it Court 1? Doesn't matter. But since then, she has been pretty relentless. She's beaten Hailey Baptiste in the 16 of Washington, then Bencic, of course, we just spoke about, then Samsonova, and then Sakkari in the final. She didn't drop a set. Only 26 games, I said. But so far this tournament, again, been pretty blistering stuff from the young teenage American. She's beat Katie Boulter, of course, UK. The UK's Katie Boulter, 6-2, 6-2. She only lost 4 games in that match, an hour and 12 minutes. And then it was even quicker against the Wimbledon champion, 6-3, 6-love in just 1 hour, 2 minutes. She spent 2 hours, 14 minutes on court. So that kind of quashes what I just said about, possibly the tennis catching up on her. I know she had 4 matches at Washington and 2 here at Montreal, but really, like Ghost will always say, professional tennis players surely should be able to handle that intensity. That's what they train for. But so far, Jessica Pegula has had the young Americans' number. So 15-all cross court slice, but Pegula's picking everything up. Looks like Coco Gauff maybe caught the line there. No, she didn't. Everything going Jessica Pegula's way. Of course, Jess Pegula, the number 4 seed, Coco Gauff, the number 6 seed. 1 match each in 2022. Pegula won in Dubai 6-4, 6-4. And more recently, Coco Gauff finally beat her pal 6-3, 6-3 at Eastbourne in the quarterfinal there. But yeah. Hello. Oh, there we go. I think we've got old Uncle John kicking about somewhere in the background, just keeping an eye on things. So hello, John. So yeah, we are at 3-love, 40-15. Pegula tries to go down the tee with her serve, just a little bit overstretched that one. So she loads the second serve, finds the service box. Coco Gauff tries to go down the line with a fierce backhand. Pegula manages to pick it up. She's getting everything right now. Coco Gauff is throwing things at her at this point, and that one looks like it's caught the line, and there's a fist pump from the teenage American. And yeah, that was better, definitely better. She got herself early into the dominant part of the rally, and she was asking questions of Jess Pegula, and that one just caught the line though. So she just needs to watch that with the range. But she is still game point down, 40-30. Pegula, she'll need a first serve here, which she doesn't get. Well, she does. And she put. I think she even thought her serve was long as she puts her backhand long, and we are at deuce. Apart from the second break there from Jess Pegula, we've been at deuce at every single game so far. And as I say, it's going to be a little bit of cat and mouse this game, this match. Sorry, you're not going to have one player winning 3 or 4 points in a row. It's going to be 1 here, 2 here, 2 here, 3 here, 1 here. It's going to be tight as Pegula gets another game point after forcing Coco Gauff into the net. And she's loading up. Gets the first serve in this time. It's a good first serve. A wild squash at the ball there from Coco Gauff. And it's 4-love to Jess Pegula. She couldn't have dreamt of a better start than that. What's going on in the men's game, the men's tournament, the ATP, of course, in Toronto? I'm sure Davidovich Fekina won a little bit earlier on. He did. Fairly straightforward against Mackenzie McDonald, 6-4, 6-2. I do like the Spaniard, all action, swashbuckling Davidovich Fekina. And as I say, every single time I'm on a stream talking about him, he has his own stray cat and dog home. So there you go. I think Medvedev and de Minaur are currently on court, and de Minaur has sneaked that first one 7-6, and he won it 9-7 in the first set tiebreak. Medvedev has actually broken, though, in the first de Minaur service game of the second set, so that one could be going to 3 as well. As we return to Montreal main court, Pegula picked up a fantastic. Okay, just to catch you up in that one, that was really, really impressive by Jess Pegula, looking confident. As confident as I've seen her. I watched the Sakari. I did the stream for the Sakari Pegula semi-final in Washington, and I never was quite convinced by Jess Pegula. But right there, Coco Gauff would have been forgiven for thinking she'd created a winner there with a cross-court forehand, but Pegula somehow got to it, crept it over the net, and Coco Gauff was a little bit shocked, not on her toes, we say in the football world. Okay, so Gauff really needs this just to get over this poor start. I'm just having a quick look. Again, I don't know why it is. I always seem to be on JPEG. JPEG, I like that. JPEG matches, and Ghost is always tearing up to. I think partially because of dollar bills, y'all. But I don't know if I'm accurate with that. But yeah, good tennis, but a fun watch. And yeah, likes her tennis. Do you live soccer? Is that meant to be love soccer? We bit of typo there. Or do you mean, do I live it? Do I live and breathe football? Yeah, I like my football. But as I said to you, I think I mentioned John and Anastasia. I think we were having a really good frank chat, I think 2 nights ago. And I grew up in a household of football fanatics, soccer fanatics. But, you know, I can see, I think honestly, truly, over the last like 3, 4, 5 years, I've slowly been moving away from football in terms of my passion now. And, you know, moving it towards tennis. That's the truth, just my energy, my focus. Listen, did I check the Man City score before I came onto the stream? Yes, I did. What's the score now? It's 2-0. Is it Big Haaland? He scored. Haaland's got the first. Oh, Haaland's got the second as well. Jesus, glad I made him my fantasy team captain. So, who are in the final? Who are the final teams in the Women's World Cup right now? England. Am I right? Sweden. England, Sweden, Australia, and France. That's my guesses. It's too early in the morning for me, and I work. Yes, I do, because I've seen all the news stories, and I go on social media. So yeah, sorry. It's just to answer that, I'm just saying yes, I do, which is a closed answer. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, Coco Gauff. Less about football. This is talking tennis, not talking Women's World Cup. But yeah, so I think England, Sweden. I'm going to go France and Australia, but I might be wrong. And there might be more than that. In fact, are they not in the quarterfinals right now? I know that England beat Nigeria, Sweden put out the States. I know that France beat Morocco. There you go. See, and I'm sure Australia did something today. I was seeing it in a couple of places. But back to the tennis, as Ghost continuously tries to trip me up. Coco Gauff is on the scoreboard. It's 1-4 at the moment, as Pegula now 4-1 up, 15-all. And good first serve down the tee, unreturned. That one looked into me. Afraid not, says the umpire, or the electronic line judges say that one was a bit wide. Anyway, short ball there by Coco Gauff. It wasn't taken advantage of by Pegula. It looked as if she was about to put that long total got her angles wrong, but she manages to survive it. It drops in. Coco Gauff goes wide. We are at 30-15. Will be a strong lead to take. While we do that, have a look at a couple of the stats on your screen. Pegula in the purple, Coco Gauff in the black column, and 71.4% is Pegula's first service points won. That's how important Pegula puts, how much importance she puts on her first serve, and she is a good server, of course. So yeah, good point. Company is like Rude Nadal. I don't disagree with that. And it was partly one of the reasons why I thought it was a strange game to kick off the season with. It wasn't going to be anything illuminating, shall we say. But that's partly one of the reasons why I'm slowly moving away from football. I think, money has absolutely consumed that game, that sport. And you're going to have teams like Man City winning Champions Leagues and Premierships for years because they can spend the most. Same with, Newcastle will eventually be like that. And it's just all about, who can spend the most or win the most. And it's just slightly off-putting. Burnley don't have a hope against Man City because they're playing in two different financial leagues. So, yeah. Anyway, talking tennis. So Pegula 5-1 up. Second serve by Coco Gauff. Strong return by Pegula. Looks like Coco Gauff's on the back foot here, and it's brilliant range there. Brilliant by that would be her shot of the match so far, Jessica Pegula. So okay, there goes. I'm not going to get into this. I was about to go. When I was in Ibiza last week, met a Newcastle lad. Had a couple of pints with him in the pub, and we were discussing the Saudis at Newcastle. But back to the tennis, Coco Gauff cross court forehand. It's strong, but it's long. And Pegula is 2 points away from a straightforward first set that I'm sure she wouldn't have dreamed of, 3, 4, 5 hours ago. And as I say, she looks the fresher. She got her match against Paulina. Was it? She got that done before any rain break yesterday, and managed to be able to settle down, put her feet up, and watch her opponents, struggle to get through the afternoon due to the weather. We've only been playing a matter of 30 odd minutes, something like that. 32 minutes according to TNNS, and we're still 2 points away from the end of the first set, but Gauff is fighting back as she always does. She was love 30 down, and she's brought it back to 30 all. Both players 2 aces each. She'll need another one here just to relieve the pressure. Good first serve. Good return by Pegula. Cross-court backhand. They're exchanging backhands. Good forehand this time by Pegula. Down the line. Great by Coco Gauff. This time forehand aimed down the line. Bulleted down the line. Pegula did get it, but could only find the net. That's better from Coco Gauff. And that will give her confidence. And no matter what happens and what the end result is of this first set, I have no doubt that Coco Gauff is growing in confidence that she's just about to put one away. Although Pegula gets it, it lands, she gives up because Coco Gauff, Coco Gauff smashes it home, and she reduces the deficit to 2-5. As we take a little breather, let's go a little bit of info. I thought was quite interesting ahead of this one. And so bear with me. When I pull out these figures and these stats and this info, it's always interesting. Okay, Coco Gauff won the most recent one, yes. This is the first All-American quarter-final at this tournament since 2001. And that was Capriati and Shaughnessy. Only Iga Swiatek has reached more quarterfinals in 2023 than Jessica Pegula. That is, Swiatek has reached 11. Pegula has reached 10. And since the start of 2010 season, Pegula is the 5th player to be ranked in the top 3 in singles and double in the same week, joining Krejcikova, Arina Sabalenka, Serena Williams, Venus Williams since 2010. What else can I pull out to keep you guys engaged? Since 2021, only Swiatek with 8 has reached more semi-finals at WTA 1000 level than Pegula, who has 7. And Pegula's first WTA 1000 semi-final in that stretch came in 2021 at, guess where? Montreal. So 2 years ago at this very venue was when she managed to start a pretty consistent streak of semi-finals at WTA 1000 level. And she's trying to reach her 3rd straight semi-final at this event. And she's looking to snap a 4-match losing streak against top 10 ranked opponents. Speaking of which, Coco Gauff's win last night was her 10th top 10 win. The 10th thing she's beat somebody who is currently in the top 10. So I could give you a list of those. And so let me just check if I can find this sec. Yeah, what's Ghost asking there? Sorry, it was Megan Shaughnessy. Sorry, Ghost. I was trying to find Megan Shaughnessy 2001 at this event was the last All-American quarter final at the Canadian Open. Full of interesting facts that I do not research beforehand. I can just pull out of this noggin here. Pegula 2 points away again. In fact, this time set point. She has 3 set points. Coco Gauff gesturing to her box, wondering where this form has come from. And this will be the first set she's lost since Wimbledon. If Pegula puts this one away here, it will be the first set that Coco Gauff has conceded since Wimbledon, and that is that fairly comfortable service game for Jessica Pegula, never put in any danger, and she wraps up the first set 6-2 in 37 minutes, fairly straightforward, and I'm sure we will see a much closer second set. Just to take a little breather, I will show you the 1 year, of course, at the start of August. 1 year was talking tennis. It was the anniversary. In fact, I can give you one longer than this. I don't even know. This one's a good one. Okay. But yeah, 1 year ago, talking tennis was brought to you all. Have a watch of this. Yes, what a video. You may have seen yours truly creeping in there. Didn't manage to make the Wimbledon drinks. Hopefully next year get to meet my my colleagues on Talking Tennis. But yeah, just hit subscribe, hit like, get involved. Lots more to come. You could see a few big names getting interviewed. And you know that it's very early days, only 1 year old. And I'm sure the channel will grow and grow. As we go into the second set, Coco Gauff has taken a toilet break. It was a good video, Ghost. I like compliments from you, Ghost. I like that. Yeah, let's just quickly go through some of the stats from the first set. It's proper like, you know, Amazon or something like that, isn't it? You know, where they have that image, that VT, and they talk about the stats. This is what it's like when Tom's in town. So as you can see, as I said, Pegula on the No, I haven't. No, not yet. No, I mean Jack. I'm sure I'll catch up with Jack someday soon. But you know, I have as I think I mentioned before, Ghost. I've got an 11-month-old and a 7-month-old. Sorry, an 11-month-old and a 7-year-old. And so my work, my days, weeks, months are taken up with work, talking tennis, and family. So I've not really been out for a beer with anyone in quite a while, which is a sad reflection of my life. But you know, needs must at this stage when you have a kid who is just about to turn 1 on the 25th of August. So yeah, nearly as old as talking tennis. But yeah, so Jessica Pegula, God, you go on some random tangents. That you all the prep in the world. You don't prepare for what you're going to end up talking about, especially with the prompts you give, Ghost. So match, yeah. So Pegula on the left, as you can see from the stats, the pair share 2 aces each, 3 double faults from Coco to Jess's 2. But there you go. You can see the first serve is really where the match is. The first and second services is really where the match has been won at this moment in time. Jess Pegula, I mean, it's still not great. Let's be honest, it's still not great figures. But you can see 59%, just under 60% off the first serves. And as a result, the second serve points, she's not strong enough in that. We all know that Coco Gauff has a particularly poor second serve. I think it is one of the things that's sometimes overlooked in terms of where we all bang on about Coco Gauff's forehand and being weak. But I think, you know, sometimes you've got to consider maybe the lesser elements of the game. And I think the second serve has always been a problem. And, you know, a good second serve can get you out of all sorts of problems and situations. And it's just not been there. Coco Gauff had 2 break points in the first set. I think that was in the very first Pegula service game, and didn't manage to take it. And since then, Pegula has dominated really on the serve. Returning, you know, not kind reading for Coco Gauff fans. We have 4 out of 18 first return points won. Coco Gauff coming out now. Got to be honest, does look a little, you know, fatigued. If that's a fair comment. I'm sure she'll come out with bigger hitting. Of course, these two good friends, and I just wonder if I just wonder if all the tennis, you know, it's been a lot of tennis, a lot more than most in the WTA, because she went all the way to that Washington final. The caveat to that would be she's not really had much difficulty. Of course, as I said, the last time that Coco Gauff lost a set was at Wimbledon at the start of July. We're now in mid-August. She hasn't lost a set for over a month. So just trying to come to terms with that. Coco Gauff starting us off again. And yeah, so Coco Gauff, 15 love, already looking a wee bit more. I'm just trying to see. David took the first set of Mary. You're correct. And it's all serve 2-2. Okay, so Kathy's just informed us. 2-2 in the Medvedev Alex de Minaur. Now, I know for a fact that Medvedev was a break up. So it looks like de Minaur's either broken back straight away or, you know, got himself out back in there nonetheless. So, yeah, good on him. I do think he's got all the capabilities to hold out and win that. Of course, Medvedev, I wrote him off after the Aussie Open. I wrote a piece saying that there's a good chance he would maybe fade away a little bit into the background with the emergence of the likes of Alcaraz and Holger Rune. And God, did he prove me wrong with his springtime run. I am sure, Ghost, good question. I am sure that Andy Murray said that that the conditions were were slower in Toronto than they were in Montreal. I'm sure he said that after his win against who was his first round, Sonego, Lorenzo Sonego. I'm sure he said that. It might have been one or the other, but definitely he noticed that there was a big difference in the Toronto and the Montreal courts. And I have heard that these are compared to a lot of the other hard courts. These are considered particularly a little bit slower. So Coco Gauff 40-15. Looking for a better start. No, I haven't. I mean, listen, I was considering. So that match was going to be played about 2 a.m. UK time. Again, as I said to you, I work during the day. I was thinking about, going to my bed early and then getting up to watch it. Didn't manage to do it again, kids. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. And then, looked on first thing, waking up at 7 a.m. this morning, and just saw Andy Murray talking to the crowd for some reason so I'm thinking he's won. I'm like, oh, brilliant. I saw a video of him talking to the crowd, and it's him basically saying sorry for basically not playing, which I thought was a really kind of bizarre scenario anyway. Have you ever seen that before? A player, retiring before a match and then coming out to the crowd to apologise, which, it could be seen two ways. Could be seen that it's the stature of the guy that Andy Murray is. He's genuinely, crestfallen for letting the fans down who were expecting a titanic match. But yeah, I wonder. Not too sure what happened. Again, like I say, I've not kept up to date. I knew it was an ab issue. I'm not sure, was it internal stomach muscle? Yeah. I knew it was an ab issue. I'm not sure. Is his US Open in doubt? I don't know. Let me double check, see what the latest is from Andy. An abdominal strain. Abdominal strain. I feel I've let you down. It took me to about 12 to Murray. Okay, in a statement, Murray said that he suffered a very similar issue during a tournament in Stuttgart last year before Wimbledon. Yeah, I remember that because it was Berrettini in the final, wasn't it? Which forced him to miss the event at Queen's Club. All right. He said it took me about 10 to 12 days before I was feeling good again. So this is not as bad, but obviously the danger if you compete and play. So I'm reading from that, guys, as first of all, I just want to say, totally with you, Ghost. I was really, really wanting to watch that match. But what I'm reading from that is, so he's felt a tweak in his ab, all right? And with the US Open right around the corner, and let's be honest, I don't want to say this is less important, but it's not a Grand Slam, all right? He's putting more important. Let's be honest, at his age, he's putting more importance in Grand Slam. So let's just say Canada isn't as important to Andy. So I think what he's done is he has felt a tweak, felt that if he played it, he could do more damage, and just didn't want to take the risk. So I think it's going to be fine for the US. It was just a precautionary retirement, but at the same time, he felt really bad about it because he probably could have played. Well, good question, but I don't think you'll see Andy Murray at Cincinnati now. I mean, unless he was going to use it as some form of need to get more more accustomed, more used to the American hard courts. But he's done this 17 years. I was watching a video of him. I was watching a video of him 17 years ago against Carlos Moya in Canada, beating Carlos Moya. And yeah, just looked like a young lad there. So just to quickly go, so yeah, Kyrgios and Jan-Lennard Struff, who anyone who was watching the stream 2 nights ago would have seen John Silk's love of Struff, both pulled out. I saw somebody which I thought would be a good topic of discussion. Has there been a bigger kind of letdown to a season than Nick Kyrgios this year? Like in terms of, it had a good 2022. He'd made a Wimbledon final, albeit, Nadal retired. We don't know what was going to happen there. We never will. You can still say he's a Grand Slam finalist. He also won a Grand Slam with Kokkinakis in Oz. So it was a good year for Nick Kyrgios, and there was a feeling that he'd turned the corner. He wanted to focus on tennis. He wanted to be a tennis player rather than a part-time tennis player. And I think there was a lot of hype about him, and then there was the first, withdrawal at Oz late at Oz. Didn't go to France. Don't think that was ever really in the card. Again, I know it was late on Sunday night. I think it was for Paris. Another withdrawal late in the day, the 11th hour, at Wimbledon, and then of course this time it's again. So 2023, no Grand Slams, injury. I think he's played one match in 2023. So just I don't want to say, I'm not saying he's a letdown. I'm not saying that I'm not having any form of attack on him. If he's injured, he's injured. But I just wondered, like, for people who are Nick Kyrgios fans and even tennis fans, to say, what can this guy do? Is there a feeling now of, just the same old Nick, kind of, that this was his year, maybe this was his chance to, like, literally get himself a kind of mark on maybe the Grand Slam scoreboard. I mean, he's a cracking player, but anyway, I don't see him. Yeah, he did even miss the UTS. I did, of course, the UTS. An event I was asking Anastasia about the other night. I know it was in LA. Goes and hi Max, how are we doing? I know it was in LA and Anastasia was in New York, but you are allowed to ask about different places, So this one's in Seoul in Korea. I think at the end of November, start of December, and it'll be intriguing. I mean, I didn't manage to catch any of it or too much of it, but I just think it's an intriguing format. And I think, Gauff, you talked about the baseball in the 70s, how they adapted, and I just wonder if this is something similar. For tennis, I don't think it'll ever replace the standard format, but it's just a different avenue to look at. And if it gets more people to the sport, then I'm all for it. Haven't spoken to Isabel since Ghost, so I'm not actually sure. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think she's more, LA, California way. Yeah, I'm sure she'll let us know one way or the other. Back to the tennis, Coco Gauff is going with serve, definitely. Looking a lot better in this second set. Seems to be finding her game. 2-1 with serve. Pegula going to be serving at the next serve. We are at, what are we with Daniil and Alex? Have we got an update on the score from Kathy at all, or do you need me to give it? Okay, Medvedev seems to be a break up in the second, 4-3 break up in the second, of course. Pretty titanic tussle in the first set, 9-7. De Minaur took that one. I just wonder these kind of losses of sets by Medvedev. I just wonder if he's been up to any antics, with the crowd or shushing. Not seen any of it. So it's the Ultimate Tennis Showdown, Max, just in case UTS brings up something else. It's the Ultimate Tennis Showdown. It was recently in Los Angeles. I think it was LA, wasn't it? And it was like tennis, but played in like 4 quarters, like the Americans like their sport in 4 quarters rather than halves. So it was like tennis, and there was the crowd were allowed to shout and sing, and there was like a DJ, and there was all sorts going on. That's probably the best descriptive term I can give. Back to the tennis. Good return there of the Pegula serve by Coco Gauff. The players are in the rally. Definitely looking as if there's a momentum change just a little bit here. I like that. Ghost, by the way, sorry, Kathy. I like that. I like that there's a lot of love for this UTS because I think you're right. I think a lot of traditionalists would maybe scoff of it and not take it seriously, but I think there is something in it, and I might be, one of the few who feel that way. But yeah, I think there is something to be had with this UTS and looked into more. I don't know if anyone in the UK. I mean, I don't think it's a big worldwide sport, but snooker, quite big in certain parts of the UK, particularly England. Also up here, to be fair. But they did like a one frame shootout kind of thing. I don't know if it was called the snooker shootout or somebody will correct me. But it was something like, it was a tournament where the players just played one frame and winner takes all, moved on to the next round. And then, of course, you've got like the way cricket have been trying to adapt over the years. The test matches can last 5 days. You've got your one-day internationals, which is 50 overs. You've got 2020, which is 20 overs. God, as I say, no amount of pre-match, pre-stream proofing can prepare you to be talking about 2020 cricket on a talking tennis stream. Pegula biting back. She must have heard me. I said the momentum was maybe there was winds of change breezing through centre court in Montreal, but not on Pegula's watch. She slammed a backhand down the line again. I said earlier on the backhand down the line would be important for her. She's not needed it due to the poor form so far of Gauff. Biting back this time now. Gauff must have heard me because she has just snapped one into the feet of Jessica Pegula, and a block half volley return can only find the net. 40-30. Pegula will be hoping for a big serve here just to get a free point. She seems to no, that one just went a little bit long. Second serve, so Pegula bouncing kick serve, Gauff right on top of it. That's the Brad Gilbert in her. I can see it. But Pegula, she's not to be messed about. That one's gone long, surely by Coco Gauff. Oh no! So looked to have gone long. Of course, electronic line calling here. Coco Gauff looked to have put hers long. I think Jess thought it was as well. Snapped a backhand. No real purchase on it, and went wide. So it's just here. Coco Gauff desperate for a break of serve. First serve though by Pegula, returned by Coco Gauff, and Coco Gauff definitely playing much better. She's just forced Jessica Pegula to go long, and she has a break point here. Of course, I don't think she's had a break point since game 2 of the match. Pegula will need a big serve here. She goes down the tee and she gets one. Frustrated Gauff could only snap one wide. That's what Jessica Pegula needed. She's managed to save that one. I'll get the score back for us now. There we go. So as you can see, we're into set 2. We'll get some of the stats here for that. The score is still 2-1 to Coco Gauff. We're at deuce. Second serve, kick serve with slice on it by Pegula. The players are into a rally. Bouncing backhand forces Coco Gauff back. A forehand this time by Pegula. Again, Coco Gauff on the defence. Can only go long. She's getting a little bit frustrated here. She thought she had her opener, and it's just not happened for her so far. So Ghost is inviting us all to Seoul to watch the Ultimate Tennis Showdown, and I think Ghost is offering to pay us all our ticket price as well. So thanks for that, Ghost. I will take you up on that offer. And this is really interesting, Kathy. I like this, Kathy. I like this knowledge. Kathy telling us that Brad Gilbert said he's not even mentioning forehand to Coco. He's working on serve and return, getting her to step in after serve and step back and just get returns in play. Whatever he's been doing, it's been working since Wimbledon. Of course, she's on a 6-match winning streak, her second longest winning streak of her career, 10 in 2021. And she just put away an amazing smash. Didn't manage to get the break in the last game. And maybe we can ask Jess Pegula to pay for her ticket to Seoul. So Coco Gauff, so as Kathy mentioned, working on her serve, working on improving the serve. Certainly hadn't done that in the first couple of service games of the match. Maybe feeling a little bit tired. Maybe didn't warm up right. That's something we sometimes don't always consider, that maybe the warm-up's just not done correctly. But she's certainly warmed up now. She's smashing her way through her service game. She's 30 love up here. She's on a second serve this time. Let's see if she steps in after it. As Kathy had mentioned. Sliced down. She's actually hugging the baseline, but she gets it back into play, and she forces Pegula, who will be disappointed with that. She had time on that ball. Yeah, well, largely back up past the baseline. I agree, Ghost. Same old story. That occasion might be on the second serve. That might be the play, because they know the power of Jess Pegula. First serve into the net, 40-love, fairly coasting in this one, and we're probably staring at a 3-2 lead going into the changeover. Bouncing ball, it's bitten by Jess Pegula, fires it at her young opponent, her young friend, who can only find the corner of the doubles net. And we are at 40-15. Just to update you, De Manure has broken back and he is leading 5-4. Daniil Medvedev now serving to stay in the event. It seems to be a lot of twists and turns on that one. Where we are on centre court in Montreal, the players are exchanging forehands. Backhand now by Coco Gauff, a slice backhand by Pegula, which did its job because Coco Gauff couldn't get it over the net. And the more she gets frustrated and keeps losing her head, she hasn't smashed the racket or anything, but she just looks a forlorn figure. It doesn't look happy whatsoever. This match is a long way from done. But, these chances to get her nose in front, this point doesn't win it. Pegula, she'll be sniffing blood. First serve needed. First serve not taken. And she goes into the tram lines. Second serve, need to be a good one. And maybe it was a bit harsh when I said she had a poor second serve. She looks like she just got it over the net. I'm surprised that wasn't even a let. It was that close. But the players are rallying. So, Coco Gauff, that was poor. She's losing a bit of moxie, shall we say. She's just losing that vibe that she was starting to build. She's been 40-love up, and then I've given her the commentator's curse. I said she was cruising, and she is she's found the net with a meek backhand that could have been a lot better for a player of her caliber with the backhand. The serve, though, it goes wide. It had spin in it. It clipped the line. It was a spot serve with power. It was nice. The ace that she needed there, and a fist pump tells its own story. Well done, Coco. The match is an hour long. Of course, 37 minutes for the first set. Coco Gauff, this time another first serve, but it's read by Pegula, who's now got the open court to aim for. Coco Gauff gets back in, but doesn't find the net over the net. Well, basically, Pegula had read the first serve by Coco Gauff, took control by creating an angle, and very nice play. Good point by Jess Pegula. First, probably the finest point that she's played in this second set. Ghost making a prediction if Pegula can break here. He thinks it's curtains for Coco Gauff. A second serve at deuce. It's getting a little bit tight for Coco fans. Good second serve. She went for it there, wasn't holding back. There we go. Shut me up. So really strong second serve. She took the chance. She was, if a net here, if a fault here, then so be it. But I'm going for this. I would like to see what the power on that second serve was. But yeah, nicely done by Coco Gauff. She's got game point here. She's been pushed it. That's another ace. She's done two in a row there. Luckily for the director, I was keeping my eagle eye, nearly missed that. And Coco Gauff managed to keep in front in set two. Pressure moves back on to Jess Pegula. And yeah, so we are at 2-3 in the match. Make sure, as I say, to like, comment, and subscribe to Miles, friend of the show, Miles David. He he's tuned into tennis podcast, so make sure you get involved with that. And of course, what I really meant as well was hit the like button on this episode. Give me the love. make sure that John knows that that Scottish Tom is doing an all right job. And make sure you get signed up to Talking Tennis. If you like tennis, love tennis, want to keep up to date with what's happening with tennis, want to find out what the general mood of tennis, any big talking point is, get involved, get listening, get subscribing, get liking. And most nights when even when there's not any tennis on the telly, you might find one or two of the guys sitting there. Yes, Ghost, I have considered doing a couple of podcasts, various ideas. I mean, the tennis podcast avenue right now is pretty clogged, but it's all about putting a different spin on it, and I've got a couple of ideas for that. So yeah, mate, listen, as I say, when I can find the time when life settles a little bit, as you can imagine, the last 11 months been a little bit hectic, and this will be the last time I mention anything to do with children. But once I get over the 1 year mark, that's when they start to walk and crawl, and it becomes a whole other problem. But yeah, things have been hectic. But I do have plans, I do have ideas, and it's something that hopefully 2024 will be when these things come to fruition for myself. Just quickly flicked over to Dimanur Medvedev. It's at 5-all, so Medvedev held serve, but Dimanur having a fairly straightforward 5-all service game, about to serve it to make it 6-5, which means he'll have at least a tiebreak. He steps in, the net cord fools him, but Medvedev goes long, and the Medvedev haters, which there's been a few of them recently, they will be eating this up. Basically call Medvedev a little bit one-dimensional, not with a plan B. I think he's taken a lot of criticism after the Alcaraz Wimbledon semi-final defeat. And this will be a shock. The second of the day, of course, Arina Sabalenka is out, beaten by Samsonova earlier in the day in a pretty epic battle, it has to be said. 3 sets, but there was a few breaks of serve in that last set, and you just didn't really know which way it was going to go until the final point was won. So where are we with Coco and Pegula? We may have a bit of a rain delay here, which is a nightmare. I think the players, with no commentary, the best way to tell is looking at the pictures, and the pictures are people with umbrellas up. The players are underneath an umbrella. The court is being wiped. So interesting where we go from here. There is a little bit of grey clouds going over the court. The players, I think, are keen to get back on and do their thing. They don't want this one stopped, of course. Montreal this week been hampered by persistent rain delays, shall we say. But the court is being swept by the ball kids, who do an amazing job to keep this event going. So we are... we're currently, you're watching me watch rain delays in Montreal. Looks like Pegula's going to serve nonetheless. The court has been dried. I think if that rain gets any heavier, though, we may have our first rain delay of the afternoon. I think there was concern for it about no problem, Max. I think Max has done a bit of investigation into, I've got to say, Ultimate Tennis Showdown, and I think you may have another fan. Of course, Max, as I say, I think number 2 is up in the end of November, start of December. Tickets on sale on the 28th of August, I think. Not that I'm the PR for the event, but I just remember clocking that and going, like Ghost, I said, I'd love to go to Seoul one day and actually watch that. The tennis is back underway. Thank God for that. As the players exchanging forehands, been pretty tepid. I think they're just trying to suss out how slidey the court is. and Jessica Pegula slides one long, and it will do. I'm sure it will do. You're not really going to have. I think the point of it is to get markets that that maybe are underrepresented, underserved. You know, LA doesn't really have. You know, we've got Indian Wells, California, but you know, I think LA. I think the reason why it was in LA, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ghost, but I think the reason that it was in LA is to try and get the LA market. And I think as much as, you know, Korea is probably an emerging market in terms of, you know, trying to still grow the game, there is quite successful Korean tennis players. But I think that, again, the whole point is taking it to places where they can try and grow the game, and try and find a new audience for it. I think Europe right now would be the place where people would scoff at it and say, you know, that's not real tennis. So that's just my view. I might be wrong in that. I might have read it wrong. But I think that's the point of the Ultimate Tennis Showdown. Again, I'll promise I'll make a point to you know, stay more involved, stay more up to date, try and watch a little bit more of the one at the end of November. It's a bit of a kind of dead week. That one, I think it's after Paris. After the Indoor Masters in Paris, and then you've got, of course, the players setting up for the tour finals. So I wonder, you know, that'll be all the players who have not made the last eight, won't it? And I wonder if you'll see Kyrgios there. Interesting. What is also interesting is no, I agree. Yeah, that's a very good point. You know, places like that, I think. You know, somewhere like, you know, Mumbai or somewhere like in India, which have obviously got like a huge untapped market. You know, that there'd be a point to maybe think about that as well. So, I mean, there's so many places all over the world, but you make a good point. Like, where's your Nigerian tennis players or your Kiwi tennis players, or even, like you say, your Mexican tennis players, where they've got a few events in Mexico, but I can't remember, you know, any Mexican player. Nothing comes to mind, you know, in terms of making real impact into the game. So Pegula, a little bit of trouble at 30 all. Coco Gauff had you know, smashed a cross-court backhand that had you know, put the frighteners up Pegula a little bit, but she managed to see it out, is what I'm saying. I'm getting distracted by your comments, and I always need to make sure that I focus on the tennis. So yeah, we're at a Coco Gauff service game. This would be the worst time for her if she was to lose a break. She needs a strong one here. And news just coming through from, I'll just speak after this point. Pegula has Coco Gauff on the run. She's going from side to side. This time tries to wrong footer. Coco Gauff reads it, but she goes back down the line. Pegula, a sliced forehand. Not really the best shot because it has allowed Coco Gauff to take control of the rally, which she does with a volley. Pegula gets it up, looked smashed by Gauff, and really the forehand sliced, you know, drop shot attempt that wasn't really anything. You know, poor by Pegula. It looked like she was maybe tiring a little bit and couldn't be bothered with the rally anymore, and just wanted to end it quicker than it deserved. Coco Gauff, big cry there. She knows how important that early point is, and so she takes a 15 love. Yeah, okay. Just the kind of breaking news is that Daniil Medvedev has been beaten. He is out of the Toronto Masters. Toronto Masters. Alex de Minaur, who has had a decent run of form, to be fair. He did well on the grass. Made a final, I think, recently, yes, against Tsitsipas in Los Cabos, Mexico. What we were just talking about. So de Minaur, no slouch in a hard court, and definitely having a better year. You know, starting to emerge as somebody who will always have a chance against the bigger players. I think, I mean, watching the Queen's final against Alcaraz, I think he had him in the ropes a little bit, Alcaraz. I think it was a tiebreaker, 7-5 or something in the first. I think Alcaraz then went on to dominate. But I think there was a few moments, shall we say, for de Minaur in that one. And that win for Alcaraz is when I had a feeling he could go on to win Wimbledon. And you look back at any of those streams, early Wimbledon, Tom G is always predicting Alcaraz. Coco Gauff is predicted to win this game, 40-15 up, second serve, decent return by Pegula, forehand by Gauff. She crouches to the ground, another drop shot attempt by Pegula, which is read again by Gauff, and she manages to get it and put away a winner. So Pegula's just got to can those drop shots. Whether that is fatigue and whether that is telling, who knows? But we have Pegula and Coco Gauff, 4-3 to Coco Gauff. We're at the business end of the second set. Of course, no second chances anymore for Coco Gauff. As we jump to the Central Court in Toronto, we are just going back to the Medvedev. Oh, what a miss. Medvedev tried to step in. It was a wild strike, really, by de Minaur. Medvedev tried to step in, got the timing all wrong, and a flapping forehand volley went wide. And I'm assuming there'll be some sort of double fault or something here, surely, because he just can't be bothered now, can he? First one into the net. I don't know the outcome of this. Second one wide, called it. He double faults in the match point. Yeah, you could just tell when he's in that position that he does that. Medvedev, yeah, looking a bit peeved, shall we say. Are we allowed to say peeved? And de Minaur, fair play, Alex de Minaur. I like the guy. I think he got game. Is that street enough for you, Ghost? So Alex de Minaur, 7-6, 7-5, 2 hours and 2 minutes in centre court in Toronto. Always need to make sure I know which one's Toronto, which one's Montreal. As we go back to Montreal, 3-4, Jess Pegula, 1 hour 12 on the clock. We thought it was going to be a lot more straightforward after set one, but Coco Gauff, fair play, is putting up a fight. She gets a return. It was looking wide for a second there, but she's got it in, and now she's got Pegula on the back of the court, miles behind the baseline. This is up for Coco Gauff to tell where she's wanting to pick her spot right now. Pegula has managed to get herself back in the rally, and she thought a Coco Gauff one was low. Coco, yeah, she did go long. Oh, she's not happy with that. There's something going on with the electrical calling, or is it the lights? Anyone able who is listening? LOL, Tom Grant, gangster. Okay, so Coco Gauff, just to describe what I'm seeing on my screen, the players were at a rally. I don't know if the lights came on. That's what's happened. The lights have come on midpoint. All right, I'm on fire tonight. The lights have come on midpoint. Jess Pegula is claiming that that has put her off. I think Coco Gauff's saying, well, a shot went wide anyway. Now, this is interesting because, of course, these guys very, very close friends. I believe they will replay the point. Yes, did Mehdi lose? Yes, he did. They are replaying the point there. Little bit of controversy there. I think Coco Gauff feels a little bit hard done to there. What's happened is the players, obviously the Sabalenka match was 3 hours. And you guys have been playing for 1 hour and 14 minutes so far. I think if I'm right, what are they, 5 hours behind myself? So we're going on to 5-6 o'clock in Montreal, and the lights have come on, and Pegula's claimed that's put her off her strike. She's put the ball long. In the replayed point, though, I think Coco Gauff, feeling a little bit miffed, has just smashed a backhand down the line. Hello, Peaches. How are you doing? Yeah, so Kathy, I was right. I've got no sound. I'm just going by the pictures. I don't know if the greatest moment of my life, you could say that I called Daniil Medvedev with double fault that match point, and I'm now calling that the lights come on midpoint. Pegula's saying that I put her off, and Coco Gauff saying it couldn't have put her off. Am I right in that? Coco Gauff definitely now with the momentum. She has won 10 of the last 15 points. She's won 4 of the last 5 points. She has love 30 on the Pegula serve. And Pegula tried to smash one down the tee. It didn't make it. And as a second serve, Coco Gauff this time, who sniffs and smells some blood. And as the players backhand to backhand now, cross-court exchanges, ad court to ad court. And Pegula has found the net. Coco Gauff is in the ascendancy here. We could be going to 3 because Coco Gauff will be serving it if she can, convert any one of these 3 break points. She has had no success so far. Every single time she has come up short. So first serve, this time Pegula gets it and smashes a backhand down the line. That was a statement backhand by Jess Pegula. I wonder if there's any tension between the two good friends, of course, doubles partners, world number 1 doubles players, these two in the quarterfinals here as well. Another first serve by Jess. And she goes wide with it. Coco Gauff breaks serve. She will be serving for the second set. A little bit of controversy. But Coco Gauff doesn't let it get to her. As I said, what I think happened there is as the light came on, the floodlights of the stadium came on mid-point. I think it was just when Pegula was striking. She put her ball long. She claimed that was, it basically impacted her strike. And so Coco Gauff thinking, no, it didn't really. You just, pushed a forehand long. So anyway, we move on. Gauff has broken early. That was really weak first serve. That was probably like a third of the way up the net. What is going on there? Okay, really, really weak second serve there by Coco Gauff. And, there seemed to be a little bit of venom in that return there by Pegula. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of ramping up of the game here by Jess Pegula. First serve in, return by Pegula, backhand by Pegula, backhand by Gauff. Pegula backhand cross-court, backhand Gauff, and goes to the net where I love 30. This one ain't going the distance just yet. This tournament is living La Vida Loca. It's been a good day so far. Really, really intriguing matchups all over, no matter where you look in Canada. Of course, Sabalenka going out to Samsonova, and this one just ramped up a little bit. First serve in again, powered by Coco Gauff forehand, returned by, it's not dropped in. It's not dropped in. Gauff wins the point, 15-30. Peaches, Ghost, you two are going to need to connect elsewhere somewhere. They're wanting to send each other a wee private DM. Ghost is wanting Peaches to slide into his DMs here. We'll concentrate on the tennis. Another down the tee serve, first serve. Bit of power on that forehand. It hits the net cord. Pegula return. Backhand power. That's a good shot. Coco Gauff. Forehand power. Stretched by Pegula. She found it. She's not. Pegula's not happy. What's wrong with my singing? Yeah, my singing ain't great. You're right, Max. You are correct. 30 all. Pulling it back here. So this is the Talking Tennis community at its best. DMs, singing, Ricky Martin. We're doing well here tonight. So first serve in, return Pegula, backhand Pegula, cross court, backhand Gauff, backhand by Pegula, forehand, strong forehand by Pegula, and it goes long by Gauff. We have a break point, and this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt Coco Gauff if she doesn't manage to get this second set signed, sealed, and delivered. This is going to be a tough one. I wonder if she bounces back from this. She's still got the ball in hand, though. It's not over yet. She needs a first serve. Second serve has been weak. She finds a first serve. Oh, very close. Very close to a down the tee on the line ace, but the line the electronic line judge has different ideas. So we have a second serve break point. And it's into the body. Found easily by Pegula. Backhand Pegula. Forehand Gauff. Backhand Pegula. Backhand Gauff. Backhand Pegula down the middle of the court. Down the middle of the court. They both exchange. Gauff finds the net. Fist pump by Pegula. That is a missed opportunity. And the racket goes by Coco Gauff. You don't often see that. Coco Gauff has just flung a racket down. It wouldn't be enough for racket abuse. It was just a tepid little throw to the ground to recognise her frustration. Pegula hangs into this set. And I think we're still discussing the light incident. Of course, the light going on midpoint. The rain has managed to stay off, thankfully. But Coco Gauff is going to be absolutely fuming inside, and Pegula did just enough. She kept the ball in the rally. She was trying to feed it into the Gauff forehand, and maybe Brad Gilbert should work on that forehand because it was just thrown into the net, almost like an underarm serve. Anastasia, how are we doing? Agreed, Anastasia. I don't believe Coco Gauff has not looked comfortable and happy at all in this match, yeah, she. I don't know if you noticed, she went for a toilet break, and even when she was coming back, she looked fatigued, physically fatigued and drained. And I wonder if all the tennis that she's played in the last 2 days, 6 matches in 10 days, winning every one, not dropping a set, really dropping serve, and I wonder if it's just, it's just a bit much in terms of, the travel and going about. But we'll see. We'll see. She's still in this match, very much in this match. The players are certainly taking a little bit longer at the changeover here. So I wonder if the umpire has said, we still have a bit of rain coming down. Off they go now. Pegula having words with, what do you think the players do? Do you think, they're pals off the court, they're doubles partners? Do you think they say to each other, listen, as soon as I step over that line when we're against each other, you're my opponent, there's going to be literally no camaraderie here. It's me versus you, and I'm out to win. I just wonder, because, it looks quite intense. There's been a couple of niggles. Okay, as I say that, they're both now smiling at each other. The rain, the umpire looks up to the skies, to the heavens. Pegula serves, and she serves wide. That looking at the sky, there's blue skies and sunshine. So play on is what I say. Pegula. So players are playing. Pegula backhand, forehand by Gauff, forehand by Pegula. It's got a lot more venom on it. It touches the line, and Gauff goes wide. Of course, as John says, hit the like button. That wasn't the like button. Hit the like button. I'm just Ghost can't choose which one he's got a crush on. Is that what you say in America? Crush. Is it Jess or Coco? One of the two. But Jess is 15 love up, and second serve. So we've got a Jess backhand into the net. I don't think she is crying, Coco. I think sorry, Coco. Peaches. I think just as Anastasia commented, I think Coco Gauff has just looked a little bit different compared to the previous 6 matches, where she looked to have a fresh step, but she just looked a little bit fatigued for me, and a wee bit. She's just throwing a racket. How often do you see Coco Gauff throwing a racket? So yeah, that's all we talk. No tears here. Jess Pegula 30-15. As the match goes into 90 minutes, I believe, so far. We're just about to step into an hour and a half of tennis on the court. Coco Gauff gets that one back short. Jess steps in, but it's a passing shot, backhand by Coco Gauff. She apologises for the mishitted return. But yes. I don't know, Max, if you're trying to set me up to sing that, but you've had all the songing from Tom Grant that you're going to get today. So no more singing for me. I've got to keep my voice for talking and talking tennis. Okay, so we are here exchanging forehand to backhand. Gauff this time with a slice forehand. Pegula, it's nice. It's nice. Coco Gauff, brilliant. She has a set point now. She has managed to fight back from 30-15 down. Really played well these last 2 points. That was a really well disguised forehand drop shot. Slice all over that bad boy. Jess comes in, pops it up, put away by Coco Gauff. So we play again. We're on break point, set point for Coco Gauff. She looks like she's dominating this rally. And then just as I say that, she puts a backhand into the net. It's a game of chances, taking your chances. She's taken 1 break point in the whole match from, and this is going to be something bad. Break points converted 1 from 6, and I actually think it's higher from that. I don't think she's the stats are counting that last one. I think it's 1 from 7, 16% that is. So no break point for no set for Coco Gauff just yet. That looked like a double fault from Jess Pegula. I think Coco Gauff thought so as well. Looking at it, feeling as if the world is against her. Pegula needs this point here. 5-all. I've seen this so many times. She's going to break that. If she gets this game, she's breaking the Coco Gauff serve. Coco Gauff's had chance after chance after chance. Anyway, I'm thinking about 4 or 5 games ahead of myself. Let's see where we are. The wind is picking up, certainly. The weather might be coming in. Pegula goes wild with the first serve. I think we're talking about the Swiatek Danielle Collins match. And I think we have a few in the Collins camp for tonight. I will certainly be watching it after getting some food in me. I'll have a watch. Okay, so we are at 5-all in the second set. Both players looking pretty unhappy right now. I don't know if it's the conditions, but they not going well for either. And I've seen this rodeo. I've seen this. I've just got a bad feeling for Coco fans here. Jess steps in. Second serve doesn't even make it over the net. We're at love 15. The Coco tears are back. First serve this time in. Put up the line. Backhand by Pegula. This time cross-court Pegula. Backhand Pegula. Forehand Gauff. Backhand cross-court Pegula. Backhand cross-court. Sliced backhand by Gauff. They're playing it down the middle of the court, the pair. They're waiting for a mistake from their opponent. Forehand Gauff. Picked up by Pegula with the forehand. It looks like Gauff's in charge of this rally at the moment. She's got Pegula on the run. Did that go long, though? If it went long, we're at love 30. Coco Gauff struggling a little bit. I wonder how friendly these two will be after it. I know they are good friends, yet it did go long. I think Coco had asked for the review. It's never going to change its mind, of course, with the technology. First serve in, deep by Pegula. Gauff did well to get that one over the net, to be fair. Slice forehand by Pegula. She's waiting for the forehand error here. She is waiting. She's done it again. She's Gauff forehand. Again, forehand sliced. Going back to the forehand is Pegula. She's waiting for the error. And this time she makes the error. Forehand into the net. That'll be a, 2 fingers a little bit from Coco Gauff. We could all see, the whole stadium could see what Jess Pegula was doing. She was just floating across court. Forehand slice to the Gauff forehand, but Gauff answered those questions each time. Well done, Coco Gauff. The sun is definitely shining in Canada, and that has gone long. 30-all. No crumble here, Ghost. She fights on. Coco Gauff fights on. 30-all. It's been all action. Something happening pretty much most points. We're at the hour and 30 minutes mark now. TNNS has it all wrong. Good first serve, strong return, to be fair. And she's wrong-footed. A big cry by Coco Gauff. She needed that first serve. It was out wide on the Deuce court, ad court to Deuce court. But yeah, Pegula, to be fair, found the return, but well played, Coco Gauff. Nice forehand to the other side of the court. And she holds serve. 6-5, Coco Gauff. She can only go to a tiebreak now. Good fighting by the young American. She doesn't want to lose this 6-match winning streak. Of course, as I said, the second longest of her career so far. She had a 10-match winning streak in 2021. That might have been, would that have been to the final of France? No, I don't know. Okay, so as we break, I'll just remind you, I think we have Damien up after me for the one that you guys are all talking about, and that should be a classic. Of course, we saw Danielle Collins. She is here to play. I don't know if you guys all saw the Sakari incident where she was telling to shut her mouth. Of course, Danielle Collins doesn't really take any prisoners when she's on the court. Not to be messed with. An intriguing matchup with Iga Swiatek. And as you guys say, way more on hard court. She's mown through folk in Montreal, and she had a real chance to beat Iga. For tennis info and stats, go stay. Core tennis. Is that one that I use? Nope. It might be Ultimate Tennis Statistics. That's the one. UltimateTennisStatistics.com. You can spend yourself hours in UltimateTennisStatistics.com. Really good. Play on we go. So Pegula looking to get herself into a tiebreak. Gauff looking to get herself the second set. Just to mention, we as I said to you, sorry, I got distracted as usual. ADHD brain here, me. We have Damien up next for the Iga Swiatek. I think it's Damien. Last look at the Talking Tennis WhatsApp, it was Damien. So Damien will, any questions you have about tennis, what this guy doesn't know about tennis isn't worth knowing. He's that type of guy. So current score, sorry, Peaches, sorry, that is my fault. The current score in this match is 6-5 to Coco Gauff, and it's 15-all on the Pegula serve. So we are either going to a tiebreak or we're going to go to a decider. It's that simple. Good return by Gauff on the strong first serve by Pegula, and it totally dumbfounds the older American. And she's 15-30 down on her serve. She's been let's be honest, she's been hanging on in this second set for large parts of it. Has Jess Pegula, and you wouldn't be forgiving Jess Pegula if she managed to get herself out of this one way or another. So she's double faulted. She has just double faulted. Jess Pegula has just double faulted at 15-30, handing Gauff another 2 set points. This one's going on and on. We've got another long yin, as you'd say in Scotland. Can she get herself out of this? Pegula again, got strong first serve, returned by Gauff, forehand by Gauff, backhand down the middle by Pegula, forehand down the middle by Gauff, and Pegula can only find the net, and we have a decider on our hands. Coco Gauff ties up the match 7-5, finally breaking the Pegula resolve, and we are going to a decider. And I'm going to take a quick break just to send a little text to my missus to say I'll be a little bit longer because this match ain't going anywhere. So I will be back. For those who didn't see it, perhaps half an hour, 40 minutes ago, if you want to know anything about Talking Tennis in the first year it's been on air, then have a look at this. Stuff, really epic stuff there from Talking Tennis and the producers. Great stuff over the last year, and it's just going to grow and grow and grow. We have a few new guys involved in the chat. Good to see you, Janie Bird. Good to see you. I'm sure you were involved the other night with us. So good to see you. And we have Terry as well. Hello, Terry. Now, again, I've got this wrong in the past. I think I don't know if we've interacted before, but the way you're spelling your name, Terry, I'm going to say that you're female. But if not, I want to make sure I get the pronouns right. So if I've got that incorrect, I apologise. Yeah, Janie, Peaches, Terry, Ghosty, John's kicking about somewhere, Kathy's kicking about. We've got a good talent of Talking Tennis contributors here for this final set. And I think, for me, it's only going to go one way, and that is Coco Gauff. I had Pegula to win the match pre-match, but now I'm unsure if she can hold out. She looked a little bit raggedy in the second set, and it was all Coco Gauff. Should have taken it sooner, let's be honest. Sorry, the missus is just getting my dinner sorted for after this game. She's a love. She offered, by the way. It wasn't get my dinner on the table. It was like, do you want me to make you a sandwich for you coming in? So as we again go back to the tennis, 15 all, third set. Just wondering about the men's match. Is there any men's match on at the moment? There's usually a delay, isn't there? Over there because they want the 12 midnight match for us. Nope, the only show in town right now is this match, Pegula Gauff. The next match I think is Alcaraz Tommy Paul. So so 30-15 Coco Gauff. Let's have a look. As we go along, we'll try and catch up with all the stats. The tail of the tape really is that Coco Gauff started to find her backhand angles. Yes, Tomet. Yes, I'll take that. I'll take that, Ghost. Double fault by Coco Gauff. How many is that she's had now? I think that's her sixth of the match, is it? Yeah, sixth of the match of Coco Gauff. So 30 all. Pegula did this in set one. Edged in front. Stole the momentum out of Coco Gauff and never looked back. And she'll be looking to try and do the same. But what that's her play. That is Coco Gauff's play. That's the out wide serve on the deuce to add. And you know, she's just wrong. That's two in the last 5 minutes where she's just wrong footed Pegula. Pegula's got a decent purchase on the return. But as you would expect, tries to get back to the middle of the court and is wrong footed. So yeah, well played Coco Gauff. 40-30 game point Coco Gauff. Second serve. Looks like Pegula's in charge of this rally and Coco Gauff has gone long. We are a lot of Coco fans in the chat tonight. So It was a flat wide serve, I think. I only caught the end of it. I was trying to, produce it at the same time as talk, so I'm sure you'll forgive me, Ghost. This time, Coco Gauff again, 1-2, out wide, just to add, and then puts the +1. I think Pegula again thought she was going to get wrong-footed, so stayed where she was, and this time, Coco Gauff put it into the empty court. And I think that was an ace. Again, the Montreal directors aren't as quick as the tennis girls on court, but I believe it was an ace. And Coco Gauff wraps up game 1, third set. Yes, so under a little bit of pressure there for a minute, a couple of juices. But she leads in set 3, and it's probably the first time, if you can call it that she has had any sort of lead in this match. Set 2 stats, as you can see, 61% first serve for Coco Gauff, 62, but it really, for me, it was that backhand she found. But there's not much in this match, and Jess Pegula is still well in this match for any Pegula fans out there, although it seems the chat is all for Coco Gauff. I think, and the more I think about it, when that light came on a little earlier on, was that because the skies had got so dark underneath that it just came on automatically? Because it seems like it's still quite a bright day in Canada there. Who knows? Okay, players exchanging backhand, deep backhand there by Pegula. She's pushing Coco Gauff around the court here. And yeah, she was always in charge of that one. $30 love, Pegula. And first serve is in. It's Mark. Backhand, cross court. Backhand by Coco Gauff. Forehand this time by Pegula. Forehand by Gauff. She doesn't look comfortable. That backhand goes down the line, which was nice by Gauff. This time the forehand goes down the other line. She's had her on the stretch. Pegula can only find the net. Better from Coco Gauff. No break points in set 3 as of yet. Of course, tonight you've got Carlos Alcaraz versus Tommy Paul. And next up, straight after this, it will be Iga Swiatek versus Danielle Collins. A blockbuster of a match, that one. Of course, Danielle Collins, as I mentioned earlier on, absolutely, I think somebody said ploughing through the field. Was that? Bulldozing their way through the field in Montreal. But she'll go up against Swiatek, who I believe she beat in Australia, somebody was saying, which is, quite right. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. She's definitely got the game that can beat in trouble Iga Swiatek. As Coco Gauff drills a return right at the feet of Pegula. She does well to pick it up. The players are exchanging forehands now, and a poor Gauff forehand goes wide. We're at 1-1, set 3. Still can't be separated, these two. And you wonder what is going to be, where is the next twist coming from in this match? Who's our money on then, folks in the chat? Who are we thinking? Are we thinking it's going to be Coco, or are we going to thinking it's going to be Jess Pegula? Who's winning this one? You could tell me what the heart says, or you could tell me what the head says. But who knows? Okay, Gauff starts off her second service game of the third set with an early point. Anyone know the time in Canada right now? So 161 mile an hour second serve. The players are exchanging forehand. Strong forehand by Pegula. She has Gauff on the run, and she does really well with the second one. She puts it away to the other corner. And so we are at 15-0. I'm trying to not get distracted by your guys' chat, but listen, that's what you're all here to do. I don't know if you're talking tennis, but you're all here to create a tennis community, and I will steer the ship whilst you do that. So Coco Gauff 15-0, 1-0, 1 set all Really can't be separated. I wonder what the point count would be right now in terms of who's won how many points in the match. I love that score because, see, when you've been playing like 5 hours of tennis and it's 127 points each, it's brilliant. Coco Gauff finds another double fault. I think that's her 7th of the match. In fact, I think it would be her 8th of the match. I think somebody had said earlier on that Sabalenka in her defeat had 11 double faults. 520. Well, it's 10-20 here in the UK. So I'll not tell you what happens in the future. Good first serve, good response to that double fault. She forces an unreturnable from Jess Pegula, who goes long. And really, Coco Gauff, I find it hard for her to see how she can fight back from a breakdown. It's not beyond the realms of possibility, but it's just the way her mental state has been looking in this match. She looks to edge back in front. Good drop shot, but it's met by Pegula. They exchange volleys at the net, and Pegula puts it away. She has a break point. This is hotting up. Again, it's ramping up the tennis. It just shows you how much it means to these girls. There's a Grand Slam just around the corner, but there's no holding back here in Canada. Both players desperate for a semi-final berth here in Montreal. Good reactions by Jess Pegula. Second serve she faces now. The second serve points won by Gauff throughout the match has only been 33%. As she double faults again, it's a 9th double fault for Coco Gauff, and Jess Pegula makes the early breakthrough. She leads 2-1, and all she needs to do is consolidate, keep her nose in front, and that is a big moment in this match. Looking like 9 double faults in my record. They have it as 7, but it's been at 7 since, there we go, they've just moved it up to 8. I still think it's higher than that, guys. Not to telling the WTA how to do their jobs, well, I am, but I still think it's 8 or 9. Who cares? She's still serving poorly. As I said, 32%. When that goes to second serve, when she doesn't get that first serve in, she's really struggling. And Pegula knows it, and she's biting on it, and she's jumping on it. Yeah, okay, Ghost. I think it might be I had basically I'd called the 7th, I'd called the 8th one when the WTA had it as 7, as you can see on the screen here. In fact, if I move it up a bit. So then when she made her last one, she made 2 in that game. So when she made her last one, I put it up to 9. So it's 8, but tomatoes. Try to compose herself, try to do a bit of meditation here. As John says, I think John was telling the story the other day of TNNS telling him the match was over when he was in the stadium watching the match. So, as I say, sometimes it can be a little bit wayward. I think I heard in one certain tennis podcast that, yes, you're right. Yeah, I was saying that we were going into I said we were going into the 90th minute of the match, and then the clock behind Pegula was saying like an hour and 15 minutes. So I think they maybe count, I don't know, maybe they count the sit downs or something. What a strike by Pegula. Not even an apology, because she meant it. So I'll try and describe this one to you. Decent exchange by the players. Gauff on the run, goes long. A drive volley by Pegula. It's caught by Gauff, and it was more like a sliced volley that just dropped stone dead as it trickled over the net. So yeah, Pegula looking to see if she's got a bit of her mojo back now. Took a hit from losing that second set, and she deserved to lose that second set. But no, she looks to be fighting back. Of course, break a serve, 30 love. A strong first serve down the tee. To be fair, it's found by that looked miles out, to be fair, by Gauff. It's not. We play on, and I think Gauff and Pegula looked a little bit surprised that one somehow managed to find the clip off the line. So we're at 15:30. Coco Gauff, Pegula goes long, with a sliced backhand. First serve, long again. I seem to be the kiss of death for these players. When one player's in the ascendancy, I say they're in the ascendancy, and then they start to, go off the boil, shall we say. And Coco Gauff fighting back now. Backhand up the middle. Pegula forehand up the middle. Bitten by cross-court backhand by Coco Gauff. She's done it twice in a row now. Forehand cross-court this time by Coco Gauff. She tries to put forehand drop shot spin it, fucking whatever, and it doesn't go and over the net. And she doesn't find her spot, and it's 40-15. Unforced errors. We have Gauff at 44. A high count, only 25 by Pegula over 3 sets is pretty decent. It's pretty decent. 40-15, just Pegula. And good first serve. Goes not too wide, but goes into the edge of the court. Gauff can only go long, and we are at, oh no, I thought we were already at 3-1. We are at 3-1. Why is the scoreboard not updated? It has now. 3-1. Jess Pegula leads in set 3, and Coco Gauff now. See, listen, I'm saying don't trust the WTA. The scoreboard's still saying 2-1 to Pegula, with Pegula serving, even though Coco Gauff is serving with the ball in her hand. The actual scoreboard, the TV scoreboard, has missed a beat there. So 15 love, good forehand by Coco Gauff. It's the most talked about shot she has, but sometimes she shows flashes of a hat. When you say any of our national parks, Ghost, remind me where you are. Because I was in one in Arizona, basically. I went to one in Phoenix, Arizona. I was absolutely kicking it about rattlesnakes. I hate snakes. So I went to Phoenix, Arizona, and I went to some sort of like deserty national park there, where we climbed up this mad eye. It's like a big rock that has like a wee eye in it. That was decent. One of the tour guides when I was doing my reporting tour of the States was Minneapolis, and something up there at the Canadian border. She was telling me about a trek that you can do. I like hiking. So she was telling me about this one to do next time I'm in the States, basically. I will when I've done a couple of like hiking things around Turkey. I was actually meant to do a hike in Ibiza last week. I didn't make the hike to too many beers. But once I complete, I'm trying to put together this video right now, Ghost. And once I've edited it together, I'll send you a link to it, and you can see what you think. All right. Dun 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 dun. That's all the singing you're getting out of me, Max. Max loves our music, and don't we all? So right, where are we? I'm trying to get what you're meaning by Sauron there, Ghost. But yeah, no, I didn't. I'm sorry, Jenny. I planned to. I had planned when I was in Ibiza. I don't know if you guys will know. I mean, obviously, this side of the Atlantic, you'll know where Ibiza is. The other side of the Atlantic, you might know, but it's like a party island. But we even went to the adult bit that wasn't the party bit. It's meant to be like, a chilled thing. I'd planned to go to like the hotel gym every morning. I'd go for a run every morning. I'd go for a hike every morning. Basically lasted day one. Day one, I got up and I went for a jog and went to the gym. Day 2, hungover. Day 3, hungover. Day 4, blah, 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 blah. Story of my week. So there you go. No willpower. I have got no willpower. Anyway, back to the tennis. But you know, that was a nice segue over the changeover. Coco Gauff held serve in that last game. I like how you like that though, Jenny. I liked how the fact that you took pleasure and you revelled in my disappointment. I was actually really gutted about it when I got home. I was like, I didn't do anything I wanted to do that holiday. All I did was go to the pub and drink the all-inclusive bar all holiday. So Big Eye in a mountain, Sauron, right? Okay. Well, look it up for me, Ghost. Then it's somewhere in Phoenix, Arizona. You go for a wee trek, and it's like called like the Eye or something. It's up one of the national parks beside this big like kind of reservation like lake bit. I'm not describing it very well, but it's been over a year. And you know, I was going home the next day, so I was only kind of concentrating on that. But yeah, not very descriptive. What I can describe is the tennis that's going on in centre court in Montreal. Losing my voice a little bit. Pegula's 15 love up, 3-2 up. She's just put a second serve into the court. The players are exchanging backhands down the middle of the court, just feeling it out. Forehand by Pegula finds the net, and we're at 15 all. So we just lost a lot of viewers in that chat when I started talking about my Ibiza days. Shows that some people may have jumped on for some tennis and thought, why is this Scots guy talking about drinking? So I apologise for that. Might have been the ego's eye. It might have been the ego's eye. Honestly, you know, you could say anything to me right now, Ghost, and I would say, aye, that's it. I can't remember the name of it. So anyway, I better stick to the tennis before I get a row off the boss and stop talking about drinking. Drink responsibly. Remember, please drink responsibly. So we're at 30-15 to Jess Pegula. She's just put a second serve into the court again. Strong angled backhand on her +1 shot, bouncing ball. The ball was always rising following the Coco Gauff return. And Coco Gauff just couldn't get the angle. Yeah, I think people might have been offended or just basically thought, what the hell is going on? I don't understand this guy. This drunk Scottish guy. Not drunk tonight, I promise you. Okay, so the players are back to the match. Sorry, I'm getting a text. I'm trying to see what was happening. But Pegula volley goes wide, so we're at 40-30. It's not very professional if I. But the good lady has made me a special sandwich. God, that's terrible to say in a live stream. She's made me a sandwich that she's called a man special. So there you go. God, I'm going to hit a riddy, as we say in Scotland. A special sandwich. Jesus. Oh, that's a very good question, John. Okay, let's get involved. What do we imagine that Ghosty looks like in real life? Going Owen Wilson. The way I picture Ghosty, yeah, a little bit like you know, yeah, fair haired. Yeah, it's definitely the way. But I need to try and think of. I just certainly do, Ghost. I certainly do. Yeah, a fair haired guy, but I need to think of somebody different than Owen Wilson. So I'm not going to go as far as Ryan Gosling. All right. God, what are we doing in this stream? Try to describe fair haired men that Ghost reminds him of, even though we've never seen the guy. Fair haired men. Who else is fair? Who's a fair haired guy? DiCaprio. Is that too generous? Do you think he's got a white jacket, Terry? Do you think he sits there in his white jacket and slags all us talking tennis correspondents? Yeah, maybe. I don't know what's going on with John, but Mr. Silk, Pegula has been a breakup in the decider. for about 25 minutes. As the people have been kept up to date by my great commentary. So yeah, that's not exactly breaking news, but thank you, John. I do hope you're sitting somewhere smiling with a beer. Pegula Coco Gauff puts away a smash. Fairly comfortable service game in this one here for the teenage American. And so it'll go back on, the focus will go back onto Jess Pegula to see if she can move herself ever closer to the finish line. Although she does nick a point in this one, 40-30 with Ruby Rod. Now, I've seen that film a good few times. Yeah, I wonder. I'm trying to. It's really Bruce Willis. Yeah, Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis from The Fifth Element. When he's in The Fifth Element, that's who Ghost is. That's 100% bang on the money. Is that who? Are we talking about Bruce Willis in The Fifth Element? I'm going to have to look this up. I mean, I've seen that film. Oh, see the bad guy? Are you talking about the bad guy in The Fifth Element? Gary Oldman. Oh, because Corbin Dallas. That's Bruce Willis's name in it. Corbin Dallas. Okay. So back to the tennis. Love the chat, guys. Honestly, genuinely. We're at juice here. A double break. That was on a racket there. A sliced approach by Coco Gauff. She had sneaked into the net. Pegula had read it though, and she had time on the ball. A cross-court passing shot, if it had been over the line, over the net, was definitely on. But it wasn't made. It wasn't made, and Coco Gauff now has game point. A strong first serve. Great return by Pegula. She's now in charge of the point. Coco Gauff takes back control. A volley that's found it there, gets Pegula up there. What is that shot? Well played, Coco Gauff. Hanging in there. Really good rally that by the young American. Could have easily just conceded and said, you know what, I need a break. I'll head towards the next event and get there. But yeah, really decent. I wonder if Janie, you're saying that because I allow the chat to head to Corbin Dallas and The Fifth Element. What's your favourite 90s film? Favourite 90s film? I'm sure. Yeah, favourite 90s film. I'll tell you my favourite film of all time, right? Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. What a film. I could quote you every word in that film. Love it. Sean Connery, of course, honorary Scotsman, plays Indiana Jones' dad. Love it. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. If you haven't seen it, it's the third one out of the 5. The best one. I've still not seen the 5th, but the best one, no doubt. Favourite film. But anyway, thank you, Janie, for the compliment. I will take that. You can tell Mr. Silk that. And hopefully he'll give me some money. No, I only kid. I joke. No, I'm not very good at making the sandwiches. And I hope there's not a kind of double entendre to what you're saying there, a euphemistic tone, shall we say, to that, Ghost. But yes, the missus, my partner, has kindly decided to yes, I know. I don't know why I said, when you're on live streams, I don't know why I said honorary Scotsman. I know the tone you're meaning because, you would say that to somebody who isn't a Scotsman. He is a Scotsman. You're right, Ghost. You got me. It's been a long day. It's 20 to 11 at night here for me, Ghost, and we've still got tennis going on. And I've been on this match that's gone on 2 hours, 5 2 hours, 5 minutes so far, and it's still going. I'm losing my voice. I'm trying to keep you entertained, and you're pulling me up for little things like that. So yes. Out of Africa, is that Sigourney Weaver? Is it Sigourney Weaver? I think my mum and dad had that in VHS videotape. I remember the box to that, but I might be wrong. And I'm not going to Google it. I'm against Googling. Other good 90s films, guys, if you can think. Of course, Titanic, a classic. Do we like Titanic, folks? Anyway, really should get back to the tennis. It should just be called Talking Nonsense when I'm on this. So Coco Gauff was 15 all. She had a volley chance. She was trying to dink it over the net, take the legs away from Jess Pegula. She didn't get it right. It's another unforced error. And she finds the top of the net. So it's 30-15 to Jess Pegula. The number 4 seed, 2 points away from winning 5-3. She goes wild with a backhand, though. She goes into the tram lines. We're at 30 all. Edward Scissors Hands is a banger. That means it's good in Scotland. Good shout, Ghost. Edward Scissorhands. The Shawshank Redemption, is that 90s? Of course, famously failed at the box office. I've got the film to end all 90s films. The Fugitive. Harrison Ford, on the run, didn't kill his wife. Dr. Henry Kimball. What a film. What a play by Coco Gauff. She has got a break point to break back in this match. Prevent me from getting to my sandwich forevermore. As Coco Gauff. So backhand cross court. Down the middle this time. Good forehand by Gauff. And it goes into the net. There's a fist pump. Another twist in this one. Coco Gauff breaks back. We thought we were going to have a Pegula saunter to the finish line, but Coco Gauff had other ideas, and if she can hold here, the pressure firmly goes on to her doubles partner, Jess Pegula. Definitely the level has dropped from the older American. It's been a bit scratchy, let's be honest. This third set's been a bit hit or miss, really. There's been flashes of brilliance from both players. Bouncing, rising ball that both players are trying to contain. Maybe that's the play that Coco Gauff needs. She just allows that ball to keep on rising because Pegula loses patience. She tries to put a backhand this again. She finds it into the net. The Lion King, of course. The Lion King. That would be a great conversation. Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones, what a guy. Interestingly enough, the Fugitive is its 30th anniversary, I think, in the next couple of weeks from when it was made. It was made in like 10 weeks or something. All sorts of problems with making that, but they had an August the 2nd or something. I was reading something. I'm a geek when it comes to films. So anyway, Coco rolling now, says Ghost. Consolidate, don't let up. Yep, she's 30 love up. She's got a second serve. This has been her weakest part of the match. Pegula knows it with a strong return. Yeah, of course, The Lion King, Terry. Please do not deny The Lion King. What a film. What a film. A childhood favourite. Don't worry, Ghost. The chat of films has managed to get some our viewers back up quite a bit. So there must be quite a lot of film lovers in the chat as well as tennis lovers or nonsense lovers. Backhand down the line attempt by Pegula goes long, and it's 40-15 to Coco Gauff. She takes this. She's in the driving seat here. It'll be Pegula playing catch up. The other Tommy Lee. There's a difference between Tommy Lee and Tommy Lee Jones. A big difference, I've heard. What is going on? It's too tired for this. 40-15, Coco Gauff net ball by Pegula on the return, a second serve return as well. It's all going the way of the younger American. This will be a fairly strong statement. You know, she's been on a rich vein of form, but she was a set down. Didn't turn up in that first set. Lost the first 4 games of the match. And she's managed to turn it around. You know, she showed some grit. She showed some steel and determination. And you just wonder, you know, has there been a change in the mentality of Coco Gauff? Are we seeing a career change? Will we look back in 4 or 5 years' time and say, after Wimbledon 2023, it was a different Coco Gauff? Would she have won this match? No, I'm not saying she's won it yet. Forgive me if she does not. But would she have made this comeback 2 months ago? I doubt it. No. John's asking if I've reeled any Ibiza tales yet. Just that I didn't make the gym that I had planned to. Gym or a run that I'd planned every morning for a week. I was there Saturday to Friday. I had planned to go every day, basically no drinking for me. The all-inclusive was calling my name, and I made it one day, the Sunday, and the rest of the day it was a bit of hair of the dog, as you call it, and you can Google that if you don't know what that means. So we go into the Pegula service game. She is 4-5 down, as you can see from the scoreboard. She's feeling the pressure. Is she feeling the pressure? She goes down the tee for her second point. She's won the first 2 points. She's 30 love up here. This will be important. It's all about pressure at this stage. It's about getting out of your service game unscathed. Any mistake, there is no comeback. There is no second chance. And it will be curtains, as we say. Good backhand down the line by Gauff there. Showing she's still going away. She wants this done and dusted. Is it? Oh, we've stolen it off you then. We have stolen it off you, Ghost. And I didn't mean it as in, you know, oh, that's a UK saying. I was just meaning there'll be some people who maybe don't know that saying. You know, there could be non-drinkers out there. Teetotalers. Funnily enough, we were talking about cycling the other night. And I was working on a story today. We've got these World Championships in Glasgow, and there was a pub where all the cyclists turned up after their event. And I asked the girl who I was interviewing, the landlady, I said, were they all having a pint, or were they having like a Coke, a lemonade, a soft drink? And she was like, no. She was like, they were all drinking. She was like, the Canadians absolutely loved their gin. She's like, we had Americans, Polish in, Canadians, we had Afghanis in, and they were all having a beer. And I just thought that was brilliant. You know, these athletes, these world-class athletes. But once the job is done, they were all having a scoop, as we say. If you ever want to know the website or the news publication, I'll leave it there. You don't need to know that. I'll keep them separate. Good times for these athletes. Pegula looking a little bit frustrated. What happened there? She is 40-30 up. She was at one point 40 love up. So 40-15 up she was. So the players, forehand by Gauff, forehand again by Gauff, forehand by Pegula, angle on it, forehand by Gauff, well done Gauff, backhand by Gauff, goes long, and Pegula wraps up the game 5-all. And we are definitely now in the end game here for this match. I'm just seeing Ghost. You don't have flung out some daft or not daft, but you know, random questions. Absolutely no chance. Folk dying that every year. So absolutely, and I'm not really into my motorsport, if I'm being honest. I've got pretty strong feelings on F1. Basically, in danger of wreaking the wrath of F1 fans. For me, it's all about the car. All the drivers are probably the same ability, but it just depends what car you've got. If you've got the best car, then you win. And yeah, that's my opinion. That's why I can't really get into it. Anyway, I can see a bit of a backlash on that one, but who cares? I'm a big boy. I can take it. Pegula has the first point in the Gauff service game 5-all. The second serve is where Pegula is going to have to take advantage. She didn't on that occasion. It was a poor return. Allowed Gauff back into the rally. Gauff snuck into the net. And yeah, she is 15-all. It's anyone's game right now. They can't be separated. 1 set all, 5-all, 15-all, 2 hours 16 on the clock. We seems to be lost a few there. Maybe not a few 90s kids there, maybe older. I don't know. Maybe younger. I don't know. But Gauff, the old 1-2, she's done it a few times in this match. Serving out wide, then the +1 stepping in and putting it away before Pegula could get set. No double fault since that last break. Obviously had a word with herself and changed something. She's just smacked the net. What's going to happen here? We're going to have a double fault. No, we didn't, thank God. And it was a strong second serve again. We've seen that earlier in the match from Coco Gauff. She just went for it in the second serve again. It was at just before. This time it was at 15-all. And Pegula pushes her back and a forehand can only find the net. That's been the Achilles heel in this one. Is that mid-court forehand by Coco Gauff. She just meekly, tamely puts it into the net. We have been streaming for 2 hours 21 minutes, guys. 2 hours 22 minutes. 222. We are into our 2 hours and 23rd minute. How many minutes is that is total? Go, quick math. Who knows? Coco Gauff has found the net again, and Jess Pegula has 2 break points. Big match moments here. We've been pushed all the way in this one. But Jess Pegula has a chance to once again be serving. Once again, I say, be serving for the first time, be serving for the match. I'm sure she was a break-up in the second. Pegula didn't see it out. Gauff eventually overcame that one, but she has just double faulted at the worst time. 2 breaks of serve. Coco Gauff has thrown away in break point with the double faults. This time it's her 9th double fault. There can be no question or arguments about that one. Jess Pegula will serve for this quarter final to move herself into the semi-final. Anyone wants a quick recap of the quality semi-final chat while we wait for this last bit of the match? I will give you it again if you weren't here before. Jess Pegula, since the start of 2010, she is the 5th player to be ranked in the top 3 in singles and doubles in the same week, joining Krejcikova, Arina Sabalenka, and Serena and Venus Williams. Since 2021, only Swiatek with 8 has reached more semi-finals at a WTA 1000 event than Jess Pegula with 7. So, of course, Pegula will then go into 8 if she sees out this game, and Swiatek will go into 9 if she beats Danielle Collins later on. Now, the funny thing about that is Pegula's stretch of that 7 WTA 1000 semi-finals, that stretch began in 2021 in Montreal at this very event, played at this very city. That's when the stretch started. So she's been in 7 over the last 2 years. Could be on her way to number 8 in the next few minutes. But she's trying to reach her 3rd straight semi-final at this very tournament. So she did it last year as well. And she is looking to snap a 4-match losing streak against top 10 opponents. So I said earlier on, Coco Gauff won her 10th match against a top 10 when she beat Vondrousova the other night. but Pegula is trying to trying to put an end to that that streak of losing to top 10 players. Of course, losing to Sakari in the Washington semi-finals. Good start by the older American. It was 15 love. Gauff found the net. Of course, the tail of the tape will really be that second serve for Coco Gauff. I said it earlier in the match, very early. She's got a very poor second serve, and she has done nothing to dispel my thoughts on that. Pegula, though, is nearing the finish line. A strong first serve and a strong +1 cross-court forehand mid-court into the outer court. And it's 30 love. Jess Pegula, the number 4 seed, 2 points away. Strong first serve, doesn't make its mark, thankfully for Coco Gauff. You can tell I'm getting excited here. I'm speaking quite quickly. Kicker, first serve by Pegula, but is read and well handled by Coco Gauff. The players are exchanging forehand, and there's that forehand again into the net. All Jess Pegula has to do is wait for Gauff to make the error. The sun is out now, no dark clouds ahead. We're going to see this out. 3 match points for Jess Pegula to see off her younger opponent in what's been a decent battle. First serve in, long by Coco Gauff. The 6-match winning streak is over, ended by her friend and doubles partner, Jess Pegula. It swung in different momentum shifts. Coco Gauff, just tripped over the net while trying to hug her pal. No animosity about the mid-match, controversy, shall we say. Probably a little bit of a stretch when a light came on just as Pegula went long and the umpire chose to replay the point. But the match is finished. It was, let's say, 2 hours and 25 minutes long. The number 4 seed beating the number 6 seed 6-2, 5-7, 7-5. Really good to join you. I will not. Thank you, Ghost, for the donation. As always, very much appreciated. Ghost, you guys being here and keeping it fun and keeping it fresh and going down 90s movies routes is what keeps it fun. I'm going to jump away. It's been a late night. It's a long day. It is 11 o'clock at night here. I'm away for my sandwich and to watch a 90s film. I'm only kidding. I'm going to watch Fiontek versus Danielle Collins stuff. I'll be in the comments having a chat with you guys. But thanks very much for keeping it fun, keeping it fresh. But Jessica Pegula beats Coco Gauff. Thanks very much. Tom Grant signing off. Cheers.